I know I need a little break. I'm pretty tired, but I just want to see what's around the next corner. So 20 minutes, strict timeline. It's only about 10 minutes later, and it's very different here. The topography's all changed all of a sudden. I'm steep sided on both sides. I'm in a narrow little piece where the creek is. I saw a little bit of flow further back where it's not frozen. If you look up ahead, I'm not really sure what's around the corner there, but it's got the feel of something that might open up into a lake, and I've only given myself another 10 minutes, so I'm just going to go about as far as I can see there now and see what's around the corner. Well, this is the end of that piece that I was aiming for. It narrows back up again. Got some pretty steep sides here on the right, also over on the left, a couple mature pine trees, some hardwood forests on top. That's where I came from, back that way. It's not even 10 o'clock, but I'm pretty beat, so I'm for sure going to take a break, cook up some lunch, eat some snow, have a little rest, and then I'll see if I want to push on just to have a peek around the corner, or if I'm going to head back, keep my eyes peeled for a hare, see if I get one. I don't feel like I'm not going to get a line in the water today though. running out of batteries, so I don't even know if I'll be able to shoot the trip out. But you're going to see the best part of the trip anyway, which is this cup of tea. I really think I earned it. It's going to be delicious. It is delicious. Next, I'm going to throw this steak on the fire, and that's going to be pretty delicious too. Medium rare. It's really hitting the spot. So I just had a peek at my GPS and plotted my point on a paper map. And I'm probably still about 1 kilometer away from where I wanted to be. And it's getting a little bit late. I mean, it's not late in the day, but it's late for how much time I need to give myself to get back and do some other things. So I'm going to call it here. At the speed I'm moving, that kilometer could eat up a lot of time. And I'm still not sure, that when I get there, I'd have time to do anything about getting there. Ideally, I was going to drill some holes, check some depths. Running pretty low on battery power too, so this camera might conk out on me in a minute, but I'll try and shoot some footage on my way back too. Just enjoy this fire and this cup of tea for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to throw that heavy backpack back on and hike out. note to self, don't shoot this gun. The barrel's full of snow. Well, I suited back up a little bit. I got pretty cool after I stopped for lunch. I think a lot of my heat went to my guts to process that beautiful steak. But also I was sweaty underneath, and I knew when I stopped I was going to cool down a little bit. So I threw my layers back on. I'm a little bit worried about overheating now as I head out. But I'm just taking my time, enjoying the hike. I know now I'm not rushing to get to that little lake that I was really hoping to get to. That's going to have to wait for another adventure. So I'm going a little bit slower. I'm interested to see a hare, but my gun fell in the snow so many times, I'm not going to shoot it. I think there's snow and ice all the way down the barrel. I don't really have a great way to clean it out right now. I mean, I could stop and spend some time at it, but I'd rather just enjoy my hike and just walk. It's actually a real treat to hike on the path that I've already beaten coming in. It's probably quite a bit more efficient than breaking trail all the way in. Especially some of these spots here where the snow is deep. And you can see that I was really sinking pretty far coming through here. Again, it's just snow on top of shrubs, and there's big air spaces, and you step on there, your snowshoe goes down deeper than your knees, then you got to lift your leg that high to take your next step, and it's exhausting. I'm not actually at the creek right now. It's a little bit over to my right. I'm coming up to one of those beaver meadows that I came through on the way in. Warming a battery up in my pocket. This one's about to go, but I might be able to get a little more footage on the way out. Hey Woodbeard, when you title this video, put it in as Winter Scout Mission for Summer Trout Fishing. It's pretty good, eh? Or if you're fussy on the pronunciation, you call it Winter Scout Wishing for Summer Trout Fishing. It's pretty good too, eh? Also, you could call it Guy Takes Really Long Walk, Eats Steak, Burns 4,000 Calories, Has a Good Day. They're all pretty good titles. Here's that hill that I was going to gracefully slide down, and I ungracefully landed on my backside. I think you can see my bum print in the snow. And then 32 pounds of backpack hit me in the back of the head. It was all great. So we're gonna detour, just try this big lumpy bit of snow and cut through these trees. And hopefully that's a little easier. I've been thinking a little bit about the day. I didn't really see a lot of promising trout water, except that I know there's trout upstream. I know there's trout downstream. And I saw some little creeks, little springs feeding into the creek. So I know there's cool water. And the topography was really changing about where I stopped for lunch. And it continues like that according to the topo map. And I'm thinking where those Puddle Lakes are, adjacent to those steep hills, there might just be some trout holding water. And it's relatively isolated. I haven't seen any signs of people down that way. I don't know what the access is like downstream, but I'm guessing it's about the same. So I'm thinking this is definitely worth a revisit. Well, I didn't get where I wanted to go, but I went to a spot that I've been before and I haven't seen in years. And then I went a little further and I saw some things that I've never seen before. Had a nice little fire, cooked some good steak, drank some hot tea. So, all in all, I think that was a pretty good day. According to my fitness monitor, it took me 2.5 hours to get out. I walked 23,000 steps. My heart's still up around 94 beats per minute. And I've already almost burned 4,000 calories today, and it's not even 2 o'clock. So it was a good day, and it was a pretty big day. So just a couple of wrap-ups. I got back, got my wood stove going here, and there was a couple of things I wanted to follow up on. One was my lighter, my fancy schmancy lighter that I brought out to start a fire had no gas in it, or had very little gas in it, so that seemed kind of silly. So one thing I wanted to do right away is I'm going to top that up so that the next time I go out it's got gas in it. And my backup felt pretty silly because I opened up my Go Everywhere kit and got into my safety matches, and there were only 2 left. And not only that, but I dropped them both in the snow as I was taking them out of the package. So I've got some Redbirds here, some Wooden Strike Anywheres, and I'm going to make sure I top that kit up too, so that I've got matches the next time I'm out. And the last thing I want to do is I want to weigh this auger that I've been hauling around all day, which is it's about 6 pounds, so it made up about 20% of the weight of my pack, and also didn't really do anything for me today. But there's nothing I would have not brought. I wanted a chance to fish. I wanted a chance to shoot a hare if the opportunity came up, and definitely wanted to drink that tea, even though it's heavy to haul around, and have that food to eat. So worked hard, played hard. It was a good trip. Hello, little camera. I wasn't gonna leave you behind. Oh. Make piles of money on bushcraft video revenue and buy a little drone. And when I do the walkaway shots, the camera will just fly itself back to me. It'd be awesome. Oh. Well, that was a little bit dumb. I don't know if I'm gonna show this on film later, but I was shooting an intro for a little video that I was working on to go on the Wooded Beardsman's channel. Split a little bit of kindling, and the kindling actually got wedged in my Gore-Tex jacket, and as I pulled the kindling away from my body, my jacket came with it. Which is too bad. Thought I might get a couple more years out of this jacket.